What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my post-event recap for UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis. I'm getting this out a little bit later than usual. Had a long day of traveling back from Chicago. Was at the fights last night, and it was a great time. I don't think it could have went any better. The seats were good. The fights were good. The bets were good. I mean, it was a very good night all around. Had a lot of fun. And yeah, looking forward to kind of recapping what happened, because a lot happened. It was a great card. I thought it was one of the best cards of the year. If the main event played out in more of an exciting fashion, I feel like it could be probably the best card of the year, but we'll talk about it. Before we get into it, if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel, be on the lookout for more content throughout the week. We've got Dana White's Contender Series, week number 2, coming up on Tuesday. We got, I believe, a China card coming up the next week. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed so you not miss out on all of that. Let me know down below how you guys did last night. Were the bets good? Let me know what you got right, what you got wrong. So yeah, leave me a comment as well. But so I don't have the graphics for the Morales Alibi fight, and I don't have the graphics for the Bossinger Sasakayev Nolan fight. So I'll just give quick, brief thoughts on those. Joseph Morales pulls off a massive upset as a big dog. I believe he was like minus 400, minus 500. I had no action on that fight. I actually missed the first round of the fight, but was able to see Morales start to really pressure in that second round. The scrambles and the grappling was really impressive for Morales. So it's nice to see him back in there. He did have a stint in the UFC back in 2017, 2018. So yeah, congratulations to Joseph Morales for getting it done. And then in terms of the Bossinger Sasakayev fight, I had the fight won't start round 3 in a parlay that I added as my last bet of the week, because they took forever to get the props out on it. And it was kind of wild. I mean, Sasakayev was like minus 1,000 at the best price, and Eric Nolan rocked him bad at the end of the first round. But then Bossinger went to that wrestling and the grappling, and I think that's pretty cool. He went to that wrestling, because I haven't really seen it much prior to this fight. He's usually going out there and knocking guys out. So it's nice to see that, yes, he can knock you out, but he can also take you down and choke you out. So yeah, didn't have graphics on those 2 fights, but those 2 fights were really good fights, the Morales fight and the Bossinger fight. All right, getting into Karina Silva versus Diane Barbosa, and this was probably either the worst or the second worst fight of the card. I mean, Karina Silva, they call her killer. We're not calling her that anymore. Karina, you're no longer Karina Killer. So I didn't see any killer instinct out there. I didn't see any killer instinct out there whatsoever. I mean, that was a horrible performance by Karina Silva. Did I think she won? Yes, I did, because fights are scored based off of damage. And Karina Silva did more damage in that matchup. She attempted multiple submissions. And, Barbosa was able to get some control here or there because Silva was, giving a position. But, yeah, I mean, that was horrible. Just a terrible performance. And it could have easily went to Barbosa, had the judges scored the control time that she had in that fight. So, yeah, that sucked. I had a small bet on Karina Silva inside the distance. And to be fair, it was close. She had that Darce locked up, I think, round 3. I didn't think Barbosa was getting out of that, but she did. So, I mean, it was close, but still, just no killer instinct whatsoever. Terrible performance by Karina Silva, but she gets the job done. She bounces back after losing to Viviane Araújo in her last fight. Up next, we had Edson Barbosa going against Drakkar Klose. I took a shot on the fight ends by knockout in this one, and I didn't mind that bet. At one point in the second round, it looked like Edson Barbosa was out on his feet. And every time, it was so annoying, every time Drakkar Klose hurt Barbosa, which he hurt him a lot, he clenches up and tries to take it, just knock him out, man. But yeah, I think Edson's done. I think Edson is absolutely just done. And we've seen it in his past fights. It's like this guy's getting hit and just doing the stanky leg. He looks like a wounded giraffe out there, like a wounded deer. He just looks unstable. It looks like if Drakkar Klose had any power or finishing instinct, or he was probably easily could have knocked out Barbosa. But yeah, I think the chin of Barbosa is toast. It's gone. It's no longer. He came back up to lightweight and still just looked washed. Just looked very washed. So Jakar Close gets it done as an underdog. A lot of money did come in on Jakar Close throughout the week. And yeah, I kind of saw, Jakar Close decision only, I saw it like plus 100. I thought that was a great bet. But yeah, Close wins and pretty comfortably. Just the optics of Barbosa are just so bad. It's going to be hard for him to win minutes. Next we have Mikhail Olazechuk versus Gerald Meerschaert. And yeah, this is the most action I had on the card in this fight. I had 4 total units invested in this fight. I had the fight won't start round 3 in a 2-unit parlay with the Bossinger Sasarkayev fight won't start round 3. That came out to like minus 103. So 2 units on that. And then I had 2 units on the under 1.5. And that came through. And I was also looking at like Mikhail KO1 as well. But yeah, the read was pretty perfect here. Mikhail KO1. There's not much else to say. Meerschaert is just at a massive striking disadvantage. He's never been the best wrestler, and Mikhail Olazechuk fought extremely smart. Meerschaert flopped to his back a couple times. Mikhail said, get up, and then eventually hurt him and then got on top. And one thing people don't talk about enough is the ground and pound of Mikhail Olazechuk. He's going out there and landing ground and pound against Esti Dumas, Chidi Njokwani, Cody Brundage. And now this was his 4th ground and pound victory in the UFC against Gerald Meerschaert. So not only does this guy have power and great body work, and he hurt Meerschaert to the body at one point in that first round. It was beautiful. The ground and pound as well of Mikhail. He's training at the Fighting Nerds, has those cool glasses. If he can just keep working on that grappling, or not just like the takedown defense, Mikhail can be good. I think Mikhail's a very good fighter. It's just the ground game would be, the one weakness, which is what made this fight so exciting. But yeah, Meerschaert did not look great at all. Next, we had Lupita Godinez going against Jessica Andrade. I didn't touch this fight. I liked Lupi to win the fight. I picked Lupi to win the fight. I thought she'd have a lot more success with the wrestling, the grappling, though, and that just wasn't the case. What she did have a lot of success, though, was hitting Andrade in the face in those first 10 minutes. Andrade, it looked like Andrade's face was like a magnet. Everything that Lupi was throwing was landing clean. And, luckily Lupi has no power, and Andrade would have been, knocked out because she was just eating flush shots to the face. 40 significant strikes for Lupi in round 1, 31 significant strikes in round 2. But yeah, I was not expecting Lupi to have 0 success in the wrestling department. 1 for 14 on takedowns was Lupi Godinez. So if you would have told me Lupi went 1 for 14 on takedowns, I probably would have, took Andrade. But to Lupi's credit, her boxing looked career best by far. So yeah, Lupi gets it done. I didn't bet the fight, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with not betting on this one. All right, here we go. Oh boy, Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez, and Jason Herzog's. He's cost me a lot of money in the past 1.5, 2 years, and he was actually reffing this fight, and I was terrified because I had a big bet on the fight doesn't go to decision, minus 130 for 2.5 units. I'm like, oh, Herzog, no, they let him back in the cage, and to be honest, the fight played out exactly how I thought. I said, if Hernandez is winning this fight, it's literally going to be a first-round knockout, and it was 16-1. And if he's not winning in the first round, I think that's where Chase Hooper can start to take over. And boy, did Chase Hooper look awful. He talked in an interview how he wants to test out his striking. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Why you want to test out your striking? Don't do that. I don't think Hooper even maybe one takedown attempt, maybe one half-assed takedown attempt from Chase Hooper. That was a bizarre look for who he looked really bad. So Hernandez gets it done as a big under. Hooper was one of the biggest favorites on the card. I think it was like the 3rd biggest favorite on the card. Closed near minus 400, and Hernandez knocks him out in round 1. So I cashed the fight doesn't go to decision. But, yeah, I really thought Hooper could potentially drag into deep waters and get the late finish. But like I said, Hernandez, that's probably his path, is getting that first-round knockout. He has plenty of them in the UFC. So, yep, needed that to hit, and it hit. Shout out to Herzog for stopping the fight. Carlos Praches versus Jeff Neal. This was ridiculous, man. I mean, I was looking forward to this fight. So I had the fight ends by knockout at minus 125 for 1.25 units. And it was a brutal spinning back elbow for Carlos Prates with 1 second left. Herzog stops the fight. It was wild. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Cash the fight ends by knockout. And yeah, Prates and these fighting nerds in general, like they're problems, man. I mean, these guys are absolute problems. It's insane the amount of power that, Prates has. Guys like Hoofy, Gene Silva, like these guys are incredible. Kyle Bahayo. So yeah, I mean that's a phenomenal win. Nobody's going out there knocking out Jeff Neal. Never. Nobody's ever knocking this guy out. And he just flatlines him with a spinning back elbow. So that was freaking amazing. My favorite knockout of the night was that Carlos Prates knockout. Next, we got Michael Paige going against Jared Cananeer. I had a 2-unit bet on Michael Paige decision, KO, double chance at minus 175. I should have been heavier on that. I love that spot, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't go a little bit heavier on that. And then I also sprinkled the knockout at like plus 450. And yeah, I mean, I thought both bets were pretty dang good bets. So Paige got credited with the 0 knockdowns. But, like, I was there and I was watching, and he literally knocked down Jared twice. Like, I'm not sure what else they need. But, yeah, he knocked him down in round 1, knocked him down in round 2, and the fight played out exactly how you would think. Michael Paige is a problem for anybody on the feet. Anybody. Like, it's not too often you're going to see somebody go out there and outstrike Michael Paige for 15 minutes. It just doesn't happen. I mean, Jared Cananeer landed 11 strikes at distance. Michael Paige's striking defense is ridiculous. He's extremely hard to touch, extremely hard to hit. And it's not like he even landed a ton of volume. He only landed 29 significant strikes. But it's like he's landing a lot more than Cananeer is, right? So yeah, Paige wins round 1 with that big moment. Paige wins round 2. Round 2 is a lot closer. And Jared did get a takedown and some control, but that big knockdown won in the round. And then round 3 was all Cananeer, and it was kind of a sweat, but Michael Paige, he's been there, he's done that. He's not like some white belt on the mat. He was able to survive and win the 29-28 unanimously on all 3 judges' scorecards, and the crooked, corrupt judges got it right. And that was good. Yeah, I loved Michael Paige in that spot. Loved the matchup for him. I thought if Jared Cananeer was to win the fight, he'd have to do something that he never did before, and that's just wrestle for 15 minutes. And at 41 years old, I just didn't think that was happening. Oh, God. Kai Asakura going against Tim Elliott. And, yeah, this one surprised me. Tim Elliott, 38 years old, 2-year layoff, showing up to media day looking like a hippie. Looking like just an absolute hippie. I mean, the haircut and the beard. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Wow. I mean, Kai Asakura, I'm shocked. They brought him in to fight Alexander Pantoja. He loses that fight, and nothing's wrong with that. But then you go and lose to Tim Elliott by submission. I mean, come on, Kai Asakura, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's like he looked good on the feet, but, I mean, anytime Elliott tried to wrestle, Elliott got the takedown. I think Elliott was 2 for 3 on takedowns, and they came easy. The takedowns came easy. I mean, Kai Asakura, have you not been working on your ground game? Have you not been working on your ground? Did you know? You knew Tim Elliott was going to wrestle, right? You knew that. I mean, his ground game looked awful. What are they going to do with this guy? What are they going to do with Kai Asakura? What are they going to do? They brought him in to fight for a title, and then he loses to Tim Elliott. What's going on, Kai Asakura? What the hell's going on? It makes no sense. So, yeah, that... Props to Tim Elliott, but that was one. I mean, these unks, man. The unks have been getting it done the last month. If you're an older fighter, 37, 38, 39, 40, you are looking career best. You are going out there, it doesn't matter how old you are, you're beating these younger guys. I mean, the unks have been cleaning up, and Tim Elliott, cleaned up with a second round submission. I wonder what Elliott by second round sub or Elliott by sub was, because I was not expecting that. But yeah, I had Asakura inside the distance. And, didn't really come close. I mean, he landed some nice shots, but didn't really seem to phase Elliott. So, yeah, that was horrible. Horrible. I mean, Kai Asakura should be ashamed of himself. All right. We got the co-main event. And, yeah, I had a bet here. I had the plus 3.5 point spread on the Roe Murphy. Somebody in my Discord shouted out, I think it was Max, minus 150 for the plus 3.5, and I was like, okay, worst case scenario is, I mean, Pico probably wins, but Murphy can win a round against this guy, right? Like, worst case scenario, I'm like, okay, Murphy can win a round. Best case scenario, Murphy goes out there and shows that there's levels, that there's a big step of competition, and Murphy could go out there and win a decision. I was not expecting a spinning back elbow, that's for sure. I was not expecting him to knock out Pico, but it also doesn't shock me. Pico's been finishing all 4 of his losses prior to then. He's been knocked out before. So I thought the finishing upside was on the Murphy side, and I thought Murphy can win at least one round. So that plus 3.5 was a phenomenal look at minus 150. And even like the Murphy money line was a phenomenal look. Aaron Pico's money line got steamed heavily throughout the week. I mean, people were sucking this guy. I haven't seen somebody suck somebody's dick so hard. Like, people were sucking off Aaron Pico this week, and he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. It's just he's fought nobody. So Murphy gets it done as a dog on short notice. Disgusting knockout, and Murphy, not the most exciting fighter, but that was an exciting fight and an exciting moment, and the best win of Murphy's career, in my opinion, because yes, he's going out there and having solid wins against Josh Emmett and, Dan Ige and guys like that, but they're not the most exciting fights. That was exciting. That was very exciting. So, Murphy gets it done, and I think that skyrockets Murphy in terms of just eventually fighting for a title one day. I mean, this guy's undefeated, 17-0. Like, we're definitely going to see him fight for a title one day, and I think that skyrockets him and puts him in a great spot going forward. For sure. And then the main event, we had Khamzat Chimaev going against Dricus Du Plessis. And everything up until then was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal card. I'm like thinking this could be card of the year. I mean, this could be potential card of the year. I mean, this card's been phenomenal. 2 spinning back elbows in a row. Just a phenomenal card. Amazing. And then this happened. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Was it exciting? No. But I mean, you gotta give props to Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus is a guy that I've always counted out, and I'm like, how is this guy winning fights? What is Dricus doing? It's just that craziness, that awkwardness, and Khamzat took him down 12 times, controlled him for 22 minutes, and landed a grand total of 529 total strikes. It was probably one of the most dominant fights you'll ever see. One of the most dominant title fights of all time. I mean, it was just one-way traffic. Dricus didn't have any success whatsoever until late round 5. Other than that, it was Khamzat Chimaev. Like, look at this. Dricus lands 0 significant strikes in round 1. Dricus lands 0 significant strikes in round 2. Think about that. In the first 10 minutes of the fight, Dricus Du Plessis lands 0 significant strikes. In round 3, Dricus lands 1 significant strike. In the first 15 minutes of the fight, Dricus lands 1 total significant. You're not going to see a performance that bad probably ever again. That was a horrible performance from Dricus, but at the same time, we got to credit Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus lands 3 strikes total, significant strikes in the first 20 minutes of the fight. It was just pure domination. I sprinkled Chimaev early and Dricus late. but Chimaev's cardio held up the entire time, and Dricus just zero resistance. You have to have resistance. Khamzat could have did that for 5 more rounds. He could have went 10 rounds because there was no resistance. Zero resistance until round 5, and it's too late. It's too late. So Khamzat gets it done, and quite frankly, I'm not sure Khamzat's losing anytime soon. I don't think he's losing anytime soon. I hope he's active. I hope he says he's going to be active. He says he's going to try to fight by the end of the year, but it's hard to imagine anybody beating this guy as long as he's healthy. If 25-minute cardio, Khamzat, look out. Scary. It's terrifying, but yeah. So overall, it was a good night. Up about 3 or so units. Did really good on Draftkings. I got like 17th place on Draftkings. Won a couple hundred. Was really close to taking down a tournament. I just need a loopy to get some damn takedowns. But yeah, it was a fun card. It was a fun time. Again, sorry for getting this out a little bit late, but wanted to definitely get it out, talk about these fights because they're definitely worth being talked about. Let me know down in the comments how you guys did. Any thoughts on the card, thoughts on the main event. Let me know, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.